Hey there, hi there, ho there. It's Joe. Showing you some updates on some projects and some recently started projects. I got quite a few started, but this way I can kind of work between them, kind of keep them in rotation. Remember showing you this duster that I had the resin seat for. And, well, I finally got some paint on all of it. Most of it, anyhow. Let me kick some light on here. The body is going to be your basic white. No hood scoop, no graphics, just the marker lights, the trim. Still going with the 70 grill conversion. And that'll be it. It's going to be a basic stripped down duster. So much stripped down that I'm using this 6-cylinder engine from the Lindbergh Belvedere kit. So it's going to have a basic 6-popper, no power steering, no AC, even though I didn't know it. But these 340 kits come with an under-dash AC and an AC compressor for the engine. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to have to save that for another project. But yeah, it's just going to be a basic grandma car. 6-cylinder, and but here's the interior. It's going to be basic blue. I got the bench seat. These aren't glued in yet, the headrest. I got to, Multile chrome the supports, and I'll probably put them at varying heights, one higher, one lower, maybe. But that's the seats. It's this Duplicolor Bahama blue, I think. Came out pretty nice. I'm going to, of course, detail the handles and this emblem here and mirror control, and I'll probably give it a little bit of a wash in here just to bring out the lines a little bit more. The rear deck, this can of spray paint I bought, kept spitting. You can probably see that right there. And every time it spit, it actually brought, like it almost like it spit pure thinner. Like the thinner and the paint separated in the can. And wherever that spit, a droplet, it would like bubble up and you'd see white plastic grow underneath it. So I dabbed it with a towel, sprayed it again, and it covered fairly well, but it did it a couple other places. I think it did it on one of these door panels here, down low. The other one in here? Yep, here's the other one. Here's the other one. Yeah, it spit right down here. You can see that spot. Don't know why it did that. Anybody familiar with the Duplicolor spray, fan spray valves knows there's that little white thing you could spin around to get a horizontal or vertical spray pattern. Well, it was diagonal and it was partway out of the main valve. So I pressed it back in and turned it, and it still spit, and there was paint dripping out from under the valve into the rim of the can. And of course, that was dripping down, so yeah, I'll have to change that valve before I try using it on a body. But for the interior panels, it'll be just fine. And then the floor is a slightly darker blue. Now I'm going to dull coat it down so there's no sheen, since it's supposed to be carpeting. And I have some blue flocking. If it's the right shade of blue, I may even carpet it. And then on the other side, I primered it and painted a light coat of white, but I'm going to dirty it up some more. And of course the front subframe is black and the springs and the axle are black. I have to change the exhaust to a single exhaust. And I'm going to weather it up some more, dirty it up, and make it look like a car that's a few years old at the time. Wheels and tires, am I going to go with the road wheels? Maybe, maybe not. I might order up some dog dishes. Just steelies with dog dish. I love that look. I think that's one of my favorite looks. And there's my cat Deuce running around like a rampant idiot. But yeah, I think it should look pretty good. Yeah, something like that when it's all done. Yeah, this paint fought me a little bit, but not bad. But I wanted just a basic car. I even filled the spoiler holes in the trunk lid because this isn't going to have it. This is going to be Grandma's duster. But I might put some slots or some Kragers or something like that on it. Kind of give it the look of the, young kid and either bought a grandma car or inherited grandma's car. And, you know, he's just going to cruise it for what it's worth. It's only got a 6-banger, but hey, I, for one, as much as I'm probably going to build one as a 340, and I'm probably going to build one as the crop duster, I like mainstreamers, mainly because that's the cars I've seen the most of growing up. My buddy had those, you know, had one of those dusters. He had a base Nova. That's why I'm doing this base Nova. It's not going to get the 396 because it's either going to get a resin 6-cylinder or it's going to just get a small block and, you know, make it look like a 307 2-barrel. But I painted it red, just basic red. It needs cleared yet, but I'm not going to clear it till I do what little bare metal this car gets. Ironically, looking at a lot of Novas these years, most had the bright stainless around the front and rear window. The vent window post was bright stainless, but the gutters in these posts were always body color. On the upper level cars, now the lower level cars, some of the cars that weren't an SS actually had bright work all the way around, which really surprised me. And then a lot of the lower level, you know, grandma cars had the body side moldings and stuff like that. But not this one. This is gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna do, I don't like doing bare metal that much, so I'm just gonna do the basic in front, because I've owned a Nova, a 6-cylinder, and it didn't have the bright work everywhere. It was very basic. Mine was a 72, mind you, but still. But yeah, it's one little accident here. I painted it separately, and then I tacked the hood on with some tape, and I painted it so it would color match. And some of the paint bridged the gap, and when I took the hood off, it chipped it. But it's an easy fix. Take a brush, flow some paint in there, and then once it's cleared, no one's going to see it. But interior-wise, let's see here. Right now, the interior floor is flat black, which it may stay flat black because a lot of the base models had a black rubber floor. That's all they had. I was going to go with a black interior, but I said, no, I'm going to go red. Because a lot of the, you know, old cars had colored interiors. They ain't like today where everything's gray, black, and beige. And, you know, all one color. So it's going to be red. You know, red seats. And I'll make it look kind of like semi-gloss vinyl. I'll probably have to remaster this deck and maybe paint it red too. The floor, I still may do in flat red and make it look like carpeting. I may even have red flocking lying around. But it's going to be just pretty basic and clean. These cars weren't full of chrome trim on the interior. They were pretty basic. The interior, I painted semi-gloss black from a distance. So it has a lot of texture to it. It's going to get some light weathering also. So, you know, but more than likely it's either going to be, like I said, a small block or a, whatchamacallit, straight 6. Got the steering wheel painted. Yeah. You know, I'll have to touch up where it broke off the sprue there. Focus. There you go. It doesn't want to focus on that for some reason, but yeah, that's the basic. It's going to be a nice mainliner car, but I dark gray primered the seats and stuff, so when I paint them the red, it darkens the red up a little bit, so it's not quite as bright. And so there's some shade variants, and they're going to look like vinyl. I just want a semi-gloss to them, if I can get that, and then a flat floor. It's, I guess the floor is either going to stay flat black like a rubber floor, or I may make it look like red carpeting. I'm probably going to get, maybe file that over and hide it. In fact, let me show you something. This seat is it came with it. I mean, it sat way back here. It left like a lot of space from the shifter boot to the seat, which when the rear seat's in, if it was a real car, nobody could really sit back there without their feet being wedged in there. So I cut the opening so the seat would slide up a little bit more and just barely cover that boot. That way it's more, evenly spaced. So I'm probably going to maybe fill that and cover that up. Maybe I'll just red flock the floor and go with the automatic column shift. So I'm going to put like a 6 or a small block in here. Whether it's automatic or manual, I don't know yet. A lot of the resin 6-cylinders come with a manual tranny, so I don't know. Some, I think you could order a separate auto. But it's going to be like Grandma's car. So I haven't quite decided. It depends on what's available. Yeah, you have limited abilities, or without getting into the resin stuff and spending extra money. I mean, I got quite a few parts and kits I could raid and kit bash with. And for the GTX build-off, I've gone slightly in a different direction on that one. For the Unified Scale Auto Content Creators Group build. I've done a few things. First of all, is getting the weathered look. And of course, nothing's glued together yet. It's all just tentatively set. I gotta make lift blocks for this rear end, because there's no way, you piece of poop, there's no way they're gonna fit there without rubbing the fenders. So I'm gonna have to make lift blocks, and it may get the super tricks in the rear and the front, or it may get these spokes. Of course, I'll paint that drum black. It's not going to stay green, but I weathered it up a little bit already. Dirtied it up. It's going to get some actual rust through. I'm going to grind some holes and make some rust bubbles in it. I want to make it look like a car that was maybe found in the late 70s, early 80s. And, some young kid is going to hot rod it. It's got the power bulge hood, but I decided to go with the classic snorkel scoop from the 69 Camaro. So it's going to have kind of a pro stock look, but street version. And then front fender, got 70 Plymouth, $55. So it's definitely wasn't a car that was done in today's times. It would have been a car that was done back then. And got a swap meet front fender on it, and in primer, and interior. I picked up the. Let me see. I think it's all taped together. Yeah. Picked up the Roadrunner interior. Somebody was selling just the interior parts online. So this way it's going to have a bench seat. Now I'm fighting with myself. I've seen some other guys do it. Cut the headrest off, smooth it out, and then put a couple pins and give it the supports. Like the Duster has. Since that was a Mopar thing. But yeah, it's going to be a bench seat interior. Another thing. It's not getting a big block. I took the 340 from the Challenger DA kit, since that's 1/24th, and I plan on building that as a big block car. So engines are getting swapped here. It's going to have a 340, but I don't want the 6-pack. I'm going to have to find a manifold that works. I may have to use a single manifold, like a big block manifold of 1/25th to equal a small block manifold in 1/24th. Because I don't think there's too many small block 318s out there. The closest would be the Ramcharger kit. But I really don't want to buy another whole kit for an engine unless I find it really cheap. But yeah, the hood's probably going to get repainted. I'm probably going to lose the body color there. Maybe go with all flat black. And I haven't decided yet. But, yeah, something like that. It'll probably get a, I'll probably lose that steering wheel and put a little racing type wheel. But the chassis is coming along. Most of that's sort of tentatively attached. I weathered the chassis up. And I gotta paint the gas tank yet and all that good stuff. I'll probably just put some glass packs or some turbo mufflers and end them right there like so many guys do, or maybe, running off the end. But yeah, I want to put a small block in it because, the big blocks are nice, but come on, not all of these were built with big blocks. This is just more or less going to be a Belvedere with some, or a sports satellite type car. Maybe the original engine got scattered. This kid bought this car after it sat for a few years. The original owner, raced the hell out of the 440 and scattered it to the four winds. And, this guy bought a junkyard 318. Excuse me. And, put that in there. Or I might go ahead and leave it as a 6-pack 340. Because you got to figure back then, a 70 Challenger, wasn't that old in the late 70s or early 80s. And a lot of them probably got wrapped around poles and, crunched up or rolled. And a 340 6-pack engine probably wasn't as expensive then as it is now. So I'm not making this look like a modern barn find, like something found, 6 months ago in, 2022. I'm making it look like a late 70s or early 80s barn find. So, a well-used winter beater now, but it's going to be some young kid's street machine. So that's where that's heading. Slowly, in between 50 other projects. I got so many projects. I really need to quit my full-time job and work on them. But then I wouldn't have any money, so I can't do that. But, yeah, just want to make a quick little video and catch up on things. And so, from me, Mr. Monkey, the Deuceinator. Yeah, that's it. I'm out of here. I think I'm going to go put the stuff away and get ready for bed, because as you can hear, I'm tired as hell. I still don't feel great. God, I've been feeling crappy for the past 2 weeks. I think once you have COVID and it goes away, parts of it stay with you. Plus, we've had a big weather change here in Youngstown, Ohio. We went from mid-80s down to mid-50s, and later this week we're supposed to be lucky to get in the mid-50s for a high. And it's been damp and just ugly. So, that's it. That's just some of my projects I'm working on. And I'll try to update more often here. And I want to do some how-tos. Like I said, this GTX is getting a vinyl top, too. I'm going to get a masking tape vinyl top. And somebody asked me, hey, how do you do weathering on your cars? Well, I got to make a video showing how to do that. So, all that's coming here real soon. As soon as I can get unlazy after work. Jeez. Yeah, I need to get to bed soon. But it's too early right now, so I got to wait a little bit longer. All right, people. Well, hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate all you new subscribers. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Appreciate a thumbs up. Appreciate the comments. And like and share, whatever. And for me and Deuce, it's time to hit the hay soon. So, hey, everybody have a good one. I'll be back with you very soon. So, thank you, and goodbye, good day, and good night.